Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, Westmoreland woman succumbs to injuries after being chopped during altercation. A woman who was allegedly chopped by a man she had an altercation with 3 days ago has succumbed to her injuries. The deceased woman has been identified as 29-year-old Sydney Martin, a travel agent of Truro, Westmoreland. The suspect has been identified as 42-year-old Dwayne Angwin, a businessman from the same community. He was charged with wounding with intent. However, the woman succumbing to her injuries, the police are now preparing to interview and charge him with a murder later this week. Police reports are that about 3:30 a.m. on Sunday, Martin, who was believed to be under the influence of alcohol, went on the outside of the suspect's gate and banged on his car with stones. An altercation reportedly developed between Martin and Angwin, who was allegedly armed with a machete. A tussle started, which quickly developed into a fight. It was at this point that the machete was used to chop Martin several times, reports said. Martin reportedly fell to the ground before someone rushed to her assistance and pulled the man off her. She was rushed to the Savannah Lamar Public General Hospital, where she was admitted in serious condition and subsequently transferred to the Cornwall Regional Hospital in St. James. She succumbed to her injuries on Tuesday. The suspect, who had reportedly fled the scene, later turned himself into the police, where he was charged with wounding with intent. The Member of Parliament for Westmoreland Western, Moreland Wilson, in sending condolences to the family, has condemned the tragic incident. He said that the incident speaks to the need for dispute resolution.
This is a very tragic and deplorable act. I want to, as Member of Parliament, condemn this type of action. And I would also use this opportunity to express and extend sincere condolences to the family and friends. This is a very tragic incident, and it goes to show that the need for conflict resolution is in high demand in these communities in Westmoreland. It's not something that we want to see repeat. From all indications, the police would have gotten and held this individual. I'm not sure if the other individuals involved were held, but I am aware that someone is being held as it pertains to the incident. And it's just an all-round tragic incident. The entire community has lost for words. I've been getting the calls, and it's very painful at this time. So I stand here in solidarity with the family. We have Councillor Miles here from the Little London Division, while we are working quite diligently to clear the drains and to ensure that we reduce the flooding. To hear such an incident as this is quite tragic, and it is something that has affected us, and there's really not much words we can express, but it is just a very sad day for the community of Truro.
Relatives of inmates at the Tower Street prison upset after being barred visitation. The families of several inmates at the Tower Street Adult Correctional Center in Kingston are airing their grouses after the facility reportedly barred visitation. The relatives say they have made several attempts to visit the inmates but have been shut down by those overseeing the facility. On Wednesday morning, the news observed that several containers and bags filled with food items heaped onto a table after the crowd at the prison was told that the visits were not permitted for the third consecutive week. A sign displaying "No food today" was also erected at the visitors' waiting area. One parent who described the situation as unconscionable argued that they could have been informed prior to making their trip to the facility.
I light bill money and buy food, and they have no money. Right now, me in a debt, Punish stone. And buy the little something car come. And when you come now and carry the something there with the ID going there, them say they not take no food.
Randall, I believe in rehabilitation.
They are long for 8 o'clock. And when they are about 10, 11 o'clock, They go 12 o'clock, they go put up that something they about no food. They have a phone number inside here. Say something on the radio or something, no? Send a text or something. Eh? You have Monday, Tuesday, send a text now. Then when you come now, you go take your money and buy. Like me now, when me don't get back my life money to go pay. Them not giving no purpose. No purpose. They not talk to nobody. Them not say nothing to nobody. Mr. Randall needs to go. All right. We come away before they send we back and we straight to 3 weeks since we have come now.
Who did but Mr. Campbell? Randall, I believe in rehabilitation.
Policeman dies in Portmore collision with a JUTC bus. A police constable died Wednesday evening after his private motor car reportedly collided with a Jamaica Urban Transit Company bus in the 2 East community of Greater Portmore, St. Catherine. The Jamaica Constabulary Forces Corporate Communications Unit confirmed the incident but said further details will be shared later. The crash occurred sometime after 8 p.m. The policeman was reportedly traveling alone in his Nissan Selfie. 3 men fatally shot by cops in Lucy, Hanover. 3 men were fatally shot during a reported confrontation with the police at a point in Lucy, Hanover at about 5:45 p.m. on Wednesday, November 6. Dead are 23-year-old Clive Lawson, otherwise called O'Neill, of Cotton Lane, Mount Salem, Montego Bay in St. James, 23-year-old Jason Brown, otherwise called Biggs, and the 29-year-old Nicholas Campbell, otherwise called Nico, of Johnsontown, Lucy in Hanover. A 9mm pistol with 2 9mm rounds of ammunition and a .38 caliber revolver with a 1.38 round was reportedly seized during the incident. The matter has been reported to the Inspectorate and the Professional Standards Oversight Bureau of the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Independent Commission of Investigations, the police said in a release. Female higgler booked for wounding with intent, re-downtown incident. 45-year-old Debitha Blair, a higgler of Ramsey Road, Kingston 13, has been charged with wounding with intent following an incident on West Queen Street in downtown Kingston on Monday, November 4. Reports from the Central Police are that about 8:30 a.m., Blair and another woman had an altercation that became physical. During the ensuing fight, Blair allegedly used a knife to stab the other woman several times. An alarm was raised, and the law enforcers who were nearby assisted the injured woman to the hospital where she was treated. Blair was taken into custody and was later charged by the police. Her court date is being finalized. Chang brushes aside a call for security forces to fully implement body cameras. Minister of National Security Dr. Harris Chang has again brushed aside the call for the full implementation of body-worn cameras by the security forces, stating that it is of very little value. The Independent Commission of Investigations repeated the call last Friday as it presented its second quarterly report for 2024. INDECOM says police-related facilities have reached alarming levels, noting that of the 252 shooting incidents this year, none of them involved an activated body-worn camera. Pointing out that many police officers wear cameras, Dr. Chang said the primary benefit is in public order. It is why he said most members of the Public Safety and the Traffic Enforcement branch wear the cameras, but he claimed that the cameras are of very little value in situations where members of the security forces are in combat and are being shot at.
In homicide situation, which is being emphasized by both some public interests and individuals, and it's their right to do so on INDECOM, it's of very little value. If you get in combat with a camera in your chest, first of all, you're going to die behind it because you're being shot at. And it has, the JDF has used them before in the helmets, and they prove quite invaluable because they fell off, they got knocked off, and they have very little value in those situations. So the first person we're equipping are the PSTB formation, which is dealing with the public in public order. It is of very little value, and it is, you don't need to be an expert to understand it. You put a helmet, a camera on your chest, you start shooting at somebody, first they start shooting at you, you're going to die for cover. Policemen are not in. They have helmets and vests, but they are not designed to take shots. Honest and real before they respond. So that has to be borne in mind.
Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.